Hey guys, today I'll be doing a tutorial on how I made the song that I streamed on my Twitch channel. This is going to be a episode of a series called Song a Week, which means every single week I'm going to record a song on my stream, on my Twitch, and then make a tutorial on how I made that song on my YouTube channel. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below with any feedback on how I can improve. My mic quality is shit, but I'm getting a new mic this weekend, so hopefully the quality of the video will be a lot better. Enjoy. For this track we started with the low end. I have a kick. With this kick I have a high punch and a short tail with just a little bit of EQing, taking out some of the low end. I have a bass line using operator. I took some of the frequencies out, the resonance. I increased the envelope. I chucked a saturator to increase the mids of the bass. I put another EQ to eliminate any unwanted frequencies. And finally a kickstart sidechaining plugin that has a consistent sidechain that helps the bass keep in line with the rest of the song. This is what the bass line sounds like. The keys for the bass line are F sharp, G, and G sharp. Last but not least, the sub bass. For the sub bass, I use operator again with the same tools and the same methods as the bass line, except I use a sine wave instead of a saw wave, and just cut all the frequencies above 84 Hz with a steep high pass filter. This is what the sub bass sounds like. Increasing the envelope of a sub bass and taking away all the frequencies above 84 Hz ensures that the sub bass is going to be tight throughout the entire track, which makes the consistency and the groove a lot better. This is what the low end sounds like altogether. For the drums, I started with a clap. I have a center clap, a texture clap that's panned to the right, and another texture clap that is panned to the left. Next we have the hi-hats. I have a right hi-hat, a left hi-hat, and a center hi-hat. Once I was done with the clap and hi-hats, I started moving on to the syncopated part of my drum / percussion line. First up we have a natural hat, a rapid hi-hat that's made of 3 different hi-hats with some delay and EQing, another syncopated hi-hat, and a ride that has been played on every 8th note. Next we can move on to the percussion. I use a lot of Spanish South American samples. First up we have a cabasa, which I realized is this.
We get this wonderful kind of rich scraper sound.
A bongo line that I made on drum rack with some small but simple processing. A stick combo, again, which I made on drum rack. A bamboo percussion that I also made on drum rack with some echo and EQing. And finally, a tambourine loop that I found on Splice. Altogether, we have a pretty groovy drum line. Next, we have the vocal chops. Once again, I use vocals and samples from different sample packs, whether it be Latin or Spanish. I searched up on Loopman, YouTube, and the sample packs that I had downloaded. Eventually, I found what I believe fits really well into the track. I have a saxophone in which I took out most of the low end, took out some resonance around 880, took out some of the high end around 3000 Hz, chucked a reverb with a high decay and high dry wetness, and finally I increased the width of the saxophone to about 145% so it can fill out that medium gap of the stereo spectrum. Here's what it sounds like. And here's what it sounds like before. Mine sounds better. Next, we move on to the guitars. As you can see, I hard panned the guitar right and left. And on each channel, I have a saturator with a preset. Except each preset is different on each channel. For this channel on the left, I only have an EQ cutting out some of the low end and a saturator. And for the right channel, I have a decapitator, an EQ, and a saturator with a different preset to the left. This is what the guitars sound like altogether. And this is what it sounds like without the processing. Next, we have the piano. Same method as the guitars, except it's panned 25-25. This means that they have their own space in the stereo spectrum and they're not fighting over the frequencies. We have a right piano with an EQ and a reverb, and a left piano with an EQ, a chorus, and it's transposed down -12. This is what they sound like individually. And the left piano. Altogether, this is what we have. Last but not least in the instrument group, I have the horns. The horns, same method, except they're only panned 10 left and 10 right, again, so they can occupy their own space in the stereo spectrum. We have the left horn and the right horn with the same EQing except erosion and a delay. So altogether, this is what they sound like. And this is what the instruments sound like altogether. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. It was a lot of fun to make this song, and every single week I'm going to stream on my Twitch. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and even comment something to give me some inspiration for next time. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in a bit. Catch ya.